I often get the question, what is it that has helped you to build the businesses you've built and to succeed? And I think the simple answer for me, amongst many other things, is having a clear strategy. And having a clear strategy is not as complex as many people think. It's really about three things. And those three things are, firstly, understanding the challenge that your business is facing. Many a time when we are setting out a strategy, we want to solve all the problems the business has. We want to solve the financial issues. We want to solve the cost issues. We want to solve the people issues. We want to solve the process issues. We want to solve, the revenue issues. And because of that, we end up spreading ourselves too thin and not being able to address the real challenge. A good strategy, from what I've learned from experience, identifies the challenge of the season. And once that is identified, we then build a strategy to channel a disproportionate amount of resources towards that one challenge. And when we do that, there is no way that challenge is going to beat us, because all of us are focused at ensuring that we win against that challenge. So that's one thing, identifying the challenge of the season and recognizing that we're never going to solve all the challenges in one season. So each season we look for the next challenge and we deal with that challenge. And the next season we look for the next challenge, and we continue to do that season after season. And when we look back over time, we actually find that over time our business has made significant progress in different areas, because at any given time we managed to focus on what was important. So that is one. The second thing is that we must have a definitive way of dealing with this challenge that everybody understands. If the challenge that we've identified is solid enough and everybody understands it, then people must also understand the approach that we're going to take to solve that challenge. I loved reading the Coca-Cola case study, where somewhere in the case study they talk about the fact that when their biggest challenge they had was that their revenue was slowing down because they didn't have enough distribution points. Their strategic intent, which was the way in which they would handle the challenge, was actually summarized in a phrase that said, to put a Coke at arm's reach of every person. And so every person in the entity, no matter what level they are, can understand what that means, can understand that this season we are centered around a distribution strategy. And once we have done that, that level of clarity helps even the people on the ground to come up with ways in which we can solve this challenge. Once that is there, the final thing is having a set of actions that align with the strategic intent and allow us to tackle the challenge. So our problem is a distribution challenge. Our solution is to put a Coke at arm's reach of every person. And then we have a series of actions so what are we going to do to put a Coke at arm's reach of every person? And like Coca-Cola would do, and what they've done across the world is, they've put vending machines in every corner. They've recruited a number of dealers, even in the countryside, to sell Coca-Cola. They found vendors with bicycles that also sell Coca-Cola. So that every time when you get thirsty and you turn around, a Coca-Cola is right there next to you. And by doing that, they solved the distribution challenge. But do you think that was Coca-Cola's only challenge as a business? No. But in that season, that was the chosen challenge. And by solving that challenge, they managed to win the war for that season. So that's it on the strategy focus.